silence, all stand and remain standing until the conclusion of the reading of the proclamation. Ladies and gentlemen, the proclamation. All persons having any business before this honorable court now draw nigh. Give your attendance, and you shall be heard.
Admission of lawyers. Lizanne Adam.
May it please the court, I move that Lizanne Adam be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Lizanne Adam be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Ali Adouj.
May it please the court, I move that Ali Adouj be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Ali Adou be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Simone Alexander.
May it please the court, I move that Simone Alexander be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Simone Alexander be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Anvi Arya.
May it please the court, I move that Anvi Arya be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Anvi Arya be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Courtney Rose Belmore.
May it please the court, I move that Courtney Rose Belmore be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Courtney Rose Belmore be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Nicole Louise Bendit.
May it please the court, I move that Nicole Louise Bendit be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Nicole Louise Bendit be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Caitlin Ann Blackley.
May it please the court, I move that Caitlin Ann Blakely be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Caitlin Ann Blackley be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Elizabeth May Carter.
May it please the court, I move that Elizabeth May Carter be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Elizabeth May Carter be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Melissa Carter.
May it please the court, I move that Melissa Carter be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Melissa Carter be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Richard Chalik.
May it please the court, I move that my son Richard Chalik be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Richard Chalik be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Anthony Zichi Chen.
May it please the court, I move that Anthony Zishi Chen be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Anthony Zichi Chen be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Yun Chen.
May it please the court, I move that Yu Chen be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Yun Chen be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Lucette Carmen Combo Mazziona.
May it please the court, I move that Lucette Carmen Combo Mazziona be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Lucette Carmen Combo Mazziona be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Stuart Ernest Coote.
May it please the court, I move that my partner, Stuart Ernest Coote, be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Stuart Ernest Coote be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Quentin Pierre Joseph Decoray.
Please the court, I move that Quentin Pierre Joseph Decoray be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Quentin Pierre Joseph Decoray be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Winnie Ding.
May it please the court, I move that Winnie Ding be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Winnie Ding be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Mia Lily Donchevsky.
May it please the court, I move that Mia Lily Donchevsky be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Mayor Lily Donchevsky be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Anthony Louis Doria.
May it please the court, I move that my son, Anthony Louis Doria, be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Anthony Louis Doria be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Jie Hui Du.
May it please the court, I move that Jeffrey Du be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Jia Hui Du be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Jessica Ku Dong.
May it please the court, I move that Jessica Ku Duong be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Jessica Ku Duong be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Sarah Barbara Fletcher.
May it please the court, I move that Sarah Barbara Fletcher be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Sarah Barbara Fletcher be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Abby Rose Gardner.
May it please the court, I move that Abby Rose Gardner be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Abby Rose Gardner be admitted as the lawyer of this court.
Thomas Paul Garnon.
May it please the court, I move that my son, Thomas Paul Garnon, be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Thomas Paul Garnon be admitted as the lawyer of this court.
Giandra Sable Huckle.
May it please the court, I move that Giandra Sable Huckle be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Giandra Sable Huckle be admitted as the lawyer of this court.
Lillian Edie Irima.
May it please the court, I move that Lillian Edie Irima be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Lillian Edie Irima be admitted as the lawyer of this court.
Lisma Joshua.
May it please the court, I move that Lisma Joshua be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Lisma Joshua be admitted as the lawyer of this court.
Tiana Castropil.
May it please the court, I move that Tiana Castropil be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Tiana Castropil be admitted as the lawyer of this court.
Tatiana Kazakova.
May it please the court, I move that Tatiana Kazakova be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Tatiana Kazakova be admitted as the lawyer of this court.
Shelley J. Keeble.
May it please the court, I move that Shelley J. Keeble be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Shelley J. Keeble be admitted as the lawyer of this court.
Kimberly Wei Lin Quan Pang.
May it please the court, I move that Kimberly Wei Lin Quan Pang be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Kimberly Wei Lin Quan Pang be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Sophia Brooke Latham.
May it please the court, I move that my daughter, Sophia Brooke Latham, be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Sophia Brooke Latham be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Alexander Paul McIntyre.
May it please the court, I move that Alexander Paul McIntyre be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Alexander Paul McIntyre be admitted as the lawyer of this court.
Palisha Manandar.
May it please the court, I move that Palisha Mandar be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Palisha Mananda be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Milena Mayanovich.
May it please the court, I move that Milena Marjanovic be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Milena Marjanovic be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Erin Holly McCabe.
May it please the court, I move that Erin Holly McCabe be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Erin Holly McKay be admitted as the lawyer of this court.
Valentina McHale.
May it please the court, I move that Valentina McHale be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Valentina McHale be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Lachlan Chase Olalia Murray.
May it please the court, I move that Lachlan Chase Olalia Murray be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Lachlan Chase Alalia Murray be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Keely Alexandra Noble.
May it please the court, I move that Keely Alexandra Noble be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Keely Alexandra Noble be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Michael James Patrick Punch.
May it please the court, I move that Michael James Patrick Punch be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Michael James Patrick Punch be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Maria Razuk.
May it please the court, I move that Maria Razuk be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Maria Razuk be admitted as the lawyer of this court.
Rosemary Sophia Sard.
May it please the court, I move that my daughter, Rosemary Sophia Sard, be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Rosemary Sophia Sard be admitted as the lawyer of this court.
Sarah Salib.
May it please the court, I move that Sarah Salib be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Sarah Salib be admitted as the lawyer of this court.
Sarah Saliba.
May it please the court, I move that Sarah Saliba be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Sarah Saliba be admitted as the lawyer of this court.
Prabjot Kaur Sangera.
May it please the court, I move that Prabjot Kaur Sangera be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Prabjot Kaur Sangera be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Mile Sayan.
May it please the court, I move that Mile Sayan be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Mile Sayan be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Atika Zane Scott.
May it please the court, I move that Atika Zane Scott be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Atika Zane Scott be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Banu Pratap Singh Seema.
May it please the court, I move that Banu Pratap Singh Seema be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Banu Pratap Singh Seema be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Armin Shiraz Dilanshan.
May it please the court, I move that my son, Arman Shiraz Delanchan, be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Armin Shiraz Delanchan be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Ella Zhao Yu Su.
May it please the court, I move that Ella Xiao Wu Su be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Ella Zhao Yu Su be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Chi Sun.
May it please the court, I move that my partner, Ki Soon, be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Ji Soon be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Donald Tang.
May it please the court, I move that Donald Tang be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Donald Tang be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Shua Shu Tang.
May it please the court, I move that Shua Shu Tang be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Xiao Shu Tang be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Yolande Amanda Tong.
May it please the court, I move that Yolande Amanda Tong be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Yet Yolande Amanda Tong be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Ellie Grace Townsend.
May it please the court, I move that Ellie Grace Townsend be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Ellie Grace Townsend be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Matthew Cameron Peter Turner.
May it please the court, I move that my brother, Matthew Cameron Peter Turner, be admitted as a lawyer in this honourable court.
Let Matthew Cameron Peter Turner be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Phoenix Elizabeth Van Lent.
May it please the court, I move that Phoenix Elizabeth Van Lent be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Phoenix Elizabeth Van Lent be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Sharon Lisa Vergus.
May it please the court, I move that Sharon Lisa Vergas be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Sharon Lisa Vergas be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Gabriella Emma Verrecchia.
May it please the court, I move that Gabriella Emma Verrecchia be admitted as a lawyer to this honourable court.
Let Gabriella Emma Verrecchia be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Meng Wang.
May it please the court, I move that Meng Wang be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Meng Wang be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Yidan Wang.
May it please the court, I move that Yidan Wang be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Yidan Wang be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Annie Wu.
May it please the court, I move that Annie Wu be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Annie Wu be admitted as a lawyer of this court. It will be necessary for those applicants whose admission has been moved to stand and remain standing for the purpose of swearing an oath or making a declaration. Please stand as directed by the officiating officer.
Could the first two rows on my right please stand? Lizanne Adam, Ali Adud, Simone Alexander, Anvi Aria, Courtney Rose Belmore, Nicole Louise Bendit, Caitlin Ann Blackley, Elizabeth May Carter, Melissa Carter, Richard Chalik, Anthony Zichi Chen, Yun Chen, Lucette Carmen Combo Mazziona, Stuart Ernest Coote, Quentin Pierre Joseph de Quere. Do you severally swear or declare and affirm that you will truly and honestly conduct yourselves in the practice of a lawyer of the Supreme Court of New South Wales, and that you will faithfully serve as such in the administration of the laws and usages of this state according to the best of your knowledge, skill and ability? Would you please say, "So help me God," or "I do"?
I do.
Thank you. Please sit down. And could rows 3 and 4 on my right please stand? Winnie Ding, Mia Lily Doncheski, Anthony Louis Doria, Jai Hu Dong, Jessica Ku Dong, Sarah Barbara Fletcher, Abby Rose Gardiner, Thomas Paul Garnon, Giandra Sabel Huckle, Lillian Edie Irima, Lisma Joshua, Tiana Castropil, Tatiana Kazakova, Shelley J. Keeble, Kimberly Y. Lin Kwan Pang, Sophia Brooke Latham, Alexander Paul McIntyre, Palisha Mahanda, Milena Marianovich, Erin Holly McCabe, Valentina Mikhail. Do you severally swear or declare and affirm that you will truly and honestly conduct yourselves in the practice of the lawyer of the Supreme Court of New South Wales, and that you will faithfully serve as such in the administration of the laws and usages of this state according to the best of your knowledge, skill, and ability? Would you please say, "So help me God," or "I do"? Thank you. Please sit down. Could the row in front of me please stand? Lachlan Chase Alalia Murray, Keely Alexandra Noble, Michael James Patrick Punch, Maria Razuk, Rosemary Sophia Saad, Sarah Saliba, Prabjot Kaur Sangera, Nilay Sayan, Latika Zain Scott, Banu Pratap Singh Seema, Arman Shiraz Delanchian. Do you severally swear or declare and affirm that you will truly and honestly conduct yourselves in the practice of a lawyer of the Supreme Court of New South Wales, and that you will faithfully serve as such in the administration of the laws and usages of this state according to the best of your knowledge, skill, and ability? Would you please say, "So help me God," or "I do"?
So I do.
Thank you. Please sit down. And could the two rows to my left please stand? Ella Xiaoyu Su, Chi Sun, Donald Tang, Shuao Su Tang, Yoland Amanda Tong, Ellie Grace Townsend, Matthew Cameron Peter Turner, Phoenix Elizabeth Van Lent, Sharon Lisa Vergas, Gabriella Emma Verrecchia, Meng Wang, Yidan Wang, and Annie Wu. Do you severally swear or declare and affirm that you will truly and honestly conduct yourselves in the practice of a lawyer of the Supreme Court of New South Wales, and that you will faithfully serve as such in the administration of the laws and usages of this state according to the best of your knowledge, skill, and ability? Would you please say, "So help me God," or "I do"?
I do.
Thank you. Please sit down.
May I warmly welcome each of you on the occasion of your admission as a lawyer of this Honourable Court. I'd like to recognise the traditional owners of the lands on which this admission ceremony has taken place, the Gadigal people of the Eora Nation. I acknowledge and pay my respects to their elders, past, present, and emerging. Saying those words is important. Thinking about what they mean and how the past carries forward to the present and into the future is also important. The legal system has seen its share of failures and successes in dealing with the traditional societies which inhabited this land before this court and the institutions associated with it arrived, and their legacy is with us today and will be with us tomorrow. With me on the bench is Justice Richmond to my right, Justice Griffiths to my left. Together, we constitute the court which, in the exercise of its jurisdiction, has admitted each of you as a legal practitioner. Together, we've been sitting as judges for around 28 years. For at least a couple of thousand years, 28 has been regarded by some cultures as a perfect number. You can see this today if you look up at the dome ceiling of the Pantheon in Rome. Now, while 28 years may seem to many of you to be a long time, and a Roman temple built 1900 years ago is a far longer time, both are short compared to the timeframes I've already mentioned. Each of you has made an oath or an affirmation that you will truly and honestly conduct yourself in the practice of a lawyer of the Supreme Court of New South Wales, and that you will faithfully serve as such in the administration of the laws and usages of this state according to the best of your knowledge, skills, and ability. Despite the solemnity of what you've just done, this is a time for celebration. Your admission marks the culmination of your legal studies to date. You're each entitled to look back with pride tinged with relief and perhaps nostalgia, of nights memorising case summaries about snails in bottles and carbolic smoke balls. I think it's only fair to confirm, which you may already have suspected, which is that as new laws are enacted and new decisions delivered, it'll be necessary for you to continue studying. It's not all over. But all of you have worked incredibly hard to get here, and it's quite right to treat today as a red letter day. We're sitting in the Banco court, which is the largest courtroom in the Supreme Court. The name is interesting. It's not called that because the Reserve Bank is around the corner. Still less because the legal profession is a path to inevitable wealth. It's not. It's a very old word used to signify when all members of the court sat together in order to pronounce an authoritative decision. That has long since changed, but we retain the name. Let me now turn from where we are sitting to what we're wearing. We three judges are wearing garb which isn't especially fashionable. I can assure you it's not especially comfortable. It's substantially the same as was worn centuries ago in the Court of King's Bench on red letter days and ceremonial occasions. It has remained unaltered in its essentials since at least the 15th century. Around you are portraits of most of the Chief Justices of this court. Now, I have to say the older ones are not necessarily very accurate. The oldest of all, that of Sir Francis Forbes, the first Chief Justice, was said in one contemporary newspaper to be, quote, a wretched daub bearing not the remotest resemblance to the original. But irrespective of the quality of the artwork and the accuracy of the likeness, you can see that all of them are men. In part, that is an inevitable consequence of laws which until only a century ago prevented women from practicing law. That's not how it works today. For most of my time as a judge, I've worked under a female president of the Court of Appeal, Justice Beazley for 6 years until she became governor of this state, and for the last few years, Justice Ward, who today is the acting Chief Justice of New South Wales. Women also hold offices as the Chief Judge of the District Court of New South Wales, the Chief Justice of the Federal Court of Australia, and the Chief Justice of the Supreme Courts of Queensland and Victoria and the Australian Capital Territory. The local court of New South Wales, the court which is encountered by far and away by the largest number of ordinary citizens, has an almost exactly equal number of male and female magistrates. In fact, around 43% of all judicial officers in New South Wales are women. Today, around a century after it became possible for a woman to be admitted, more than half of solicitors in this state are women. There's been a great deal of change, but there's also been much continuity. We don't call this courtroom the Banco Court, or wear these robes, or hang these portraits, because they accurately describe all aspects of the legal system in 2025. We do so because they're part of a continuing legal tradition. In participating in this ceremony today, you have become part of that tradition. This ceremony dates back to the 12th century, when it first became common for those representing others before courts to swear an oath before being allowed to practice. The first admission ceremony in this court was held a little over 2 centuries ago. The Sydney Gazette of 27 May 1824 records that on the 21st of May, quote, at 10 o'clock, His Honour the Chief Justice appeared in court in order to administer the customary oath to 6 solicitors. The substance of what occurred a few minutes ago was no different from what occurred 2 centuries earlier. I mention the past because there's much that should not be forgotten. There are very few courts in the world with an uninterrupted history of administering the common law as old as the Supreme Court of New South Wales, just as there are very few countries with an uninterrupted tradition of the rule of law more ancient than Australia. The fact that this country achieved independence from the United Kingdom without a revolution, but by the orderly processes of law, and holds to the tenets of the rule of law, is remarkable, rare, and worth celebrating. There are only a handful of such countries in the world today. They are beacons of the rule of law. It is increasingly important that those beacons shine brightly. They may be beacons of hope in countries where there is no rule of law, or where incursions into the rule of law are being made. You are an important part of this country's adherence to the rule of law. You've made a commitment to uphold the rule of law, to administer the law competently and with honesty and integrity. Lawyers have done so for centuries. It is out of respect for this long history that we mark your admission to the legal profession with the swearing of oaths or making of affirmations, and for that matter, our strange choice of fashion in this strangely named courtroom. One can acknowledge and recognise a long history while at the same time celebrating change. The diversity that we see in the newly admitted practitioners today mirrors a profession which is more diverse than it ever has been. There's more to be done, but what has occurred is entirely for the better. You're becoming lawyers at a difficult time. Putting to one side the dreadful human cost, the pandemic generated fear and uncertainty, destroyed livelihoods, and curtailed many freedoms, which before 2020 we used to take for granted. But the existence of a public health emergency doesn't mean the rule of law has been suspended. In fact, it's all the more important. History teaches us that basic liberties may be at their most vulnerable in times of crisis, when significant decisions are necessarily made in haste and without precedent, when parliamentary sessions are suspended, and when great powers are given to executive governments and agencies. The role of lawyers in upholding the rule of law is crucial. The pandemic and the response to it has raised legal issues that strike at the heart of our democracy and civil liberties. How are risks to public health to be balanced against freedom of assembly? How are expanded police powers regulated by law to protect the community? Do the new powers disproportionately affect the most disadvantaged members of our society, including those who descend from those who inhabited this land long before English common law arrived? Our profession plays an essential role in ensuring that emergency measures are transparent, proportionate, and applied in a non-discriminatory manner. I've already mentioned the fact that your studies will never be complete. That's not the only gloomy news. The fact of the matter is that as lawyers, from time to time, you're going to be unpopular. The task of lawyers is to assist their clients, even if those clients are disliked or controversial or even abhorrent. The fact that a client is disliked or controversial or abhorrent doesn't mean that the rule of law doesn't apply to him or her or it. The forces of popularism and the social media can make this even harder. It seems to me almost unthinkable, but only 4 years ago, a prominent British silk, quite famous by the way, for taking on causes involving human rights, was attacked for taking a brief to appear in an appeal involving the validity of same-sex marriage legislation in the Cayman Islands. Her duty as a barrister was to accept any brief within her capacities on a day in which she was free to appear and advocate as effectively as she could for that client, irrespective of her personal views on the statute and irrespective of whether her client's position was popular or otherwise. People have always found it hard to understand this, even while they enjoy the civil liberties that accompany a robust legal system. Now, for most of you here today, appearances in high-profile appeals may still be a few months away, might even be a few years away. But that shouldn't prevent you from appreciating that the most fundamental aspects of our legal system, which is one of the main things regulating the exercise of public power, can easily be misunderstood, even by those who ought to know better. That means that people will look to you for your views on how the law works and whether indeed it is just a little more complicated than be conveyed in a 30-second media item. Part of your job will be to explain that often things are more nuanced than 141 shouting characters on some social media platform. Those things are serious and important. Fortunately, it's not all gloom and doom. As a member of the legal profession, you are now in a position of great privilege. You will play a trusted role in some of the most testing times in the lives of others. You'll be a confidant, an advisor, perhaps also an advocate. My expectation is that most, if not all of you, will find this stimulating and worthwhile. I certainly did. You have today also joined a profession whose support and collegiality will prove invaluable. It's easy to feel isolated, and the pandemic hasn't helped. Remember that even when you're working from home, you're not working alone. Over the last 3 decades since I was admitted in this courtroom, in a ceremony quite similar to today's, except the jokes were funnier, I was able, after a disappointing day, to speak to colleagues and share my account of the outrages I had suffered and listen to the equally monstrous injustices that had befallen my peers. That collegiality is an extraordinary quality of our profession. Now, let me call upon some representatives of the Law Society. Mr. Roberts, do you move?
May it please the Court. My name is Timothy Roberts and I am the President of the New South Wales Young Lawyers. And not so long ago, I also was admitted as a lawyer in this honourable court, although the COVID pandemic prevented me from celebrating it quite as splendidly as you have, and I congratulate you. Being admitted to the role of the Supreme Court role is the final step on a long and arduous journey, although, as His Honour has alluded to, there are unfortunately many more steps to come. But you should all be immensely proud of what you have achieved so far. When I embarked on my career as a solicitor, I had no real idea of what to expect. It was not easy. Often it was overwhelming. But as I stand here today, after almost 4 years working in a private firm, I can tell you that I have already learned much and grown both personally and professionally. But one of the most important things I have learned is the importance of belonging to a profession. The legal profession is increasingly large and diverse community to which you now belong, and the New South Wales Law Society is the home of that profession, of that community. We have about 30,000 members flung far and wide across the state, but we are all bound by our shared duties, our commitment to continuous learning, our desire to connect, our drive to give back to our communities, and to uphold the rule of law. As an early career lawyer, belonging to a strong network of peers is crucial, and that is why I have been a part of the Law Society of New South Wales and the New South Wales Young Lawyers. And here I have found friendship, inspiration, guidance, and support when I needed it most, as well as opportunities to advocate and join and contribute to committees and submissions and the like. By joining the Law Society and New South Wales Young Lawyers, you will gain access to professional support, conferences, events, a wide range of publications and professional development, mentoring, volunteering opportunities, and so much more. We encourage you to look up the Law Society online, look up for some of our events, including our flagship Welcome to the Profession event, which provides you with an opportunity to celebrate this significant achievement alongside your peers and other members of the profession, but also to learn more about the next steps as you commence your legal career. The role of the Law Society is to ensure that you, as a newly minted solicitor, can thrive and succeed in your new profession. So, again, congratulations to you all. Look us up. Speak to your employer about us, and we look forward to welcoming you into the Law Society community. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Roberts. May I say this to you all in closing? The law is a wonderful profession, stimulating, challenging, satisfying, and populated by intelligent, committed, and dynamic people. You should be proud to be a lawyer, proud of your achievements to date, and proud of the profession you've just joined. It's a very important profession that underpins stability and cohesion in our community. You are now an important part of that important profession. I've mentioned almost everyone here today in this courtroom, but there's another group, and numerically you're the largest, who shouldn't be neglected, the family, friends, and members of the families. For many of you newly admitted lawyers, your achievements would not have been possible without the support of your family and friends. They've been there through the long years of study. They may also have been on the receiving end, willingly or unwillingly, of your finely polished skills of argument and persuasion. Today is also a day for them to share in your success. I hope all of the newly appointed legal practitioners take the time today to thank them for their support. On behalf of all of the judges of the Supreme Court, I once again congratulate you on your admission and welcome you to the legal profession. The court will now adjourn.
All stand. This honourable court is now adjourned.